All right, hey everyone, hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. I wanted to make a quick video here today on the EURUSD and also the DXY, just to give you an update on what I'm watching for these markets as we head into 2025. So obviously still light trading conditions given the holiday season. Really between Christmas and New Year's, it is going to be a bit slow here for the forex market. But I think that this is shaping up to be a potential, great trade here in early 2025 if we get the setup. And the setup I'm referring to with the EURUSD, I've talked about this before, but as you guys know, we were targeting lower levels following this breakdown right here, all the way back here from the breakdown of this range. So this range up here broke down. And from that point, I was targeting this area down here. And then we got the break below this trend line right here. And my target was down here at this area between 103.50 and 104.50. In fact, 103.50 was my end of year target for the euro, which we got right back here in November. So looking forward in 2025, what are we watching here for this market? Well, I think that, right now, obviously the market's finding support here at 103.50. You can see that going all the way back to late 2016, 2017. This area is a massive pivot here for the euro. So there's no surprise that it is finding support here. And you can even see this on the weekly chart really well back here in this area. So if you look through here, you can see where this did serve as a pivot for the euro back here in this area on the weekly time frame. So no surprise that we're seeing the market find some support here. But what I've said recently for the DXY, my target remains that 110 area. That's my long-term target. That has been my long-term target ever since the 102.60 reclaim, which we'll talk about next. But that could equal a move down here into parity for the euro, which would also make a lot of sense because you can see that on the weekly time frame, first of all, we have this pivot right back here. So all of these lows, this congestion through here, some highs through here, and we also have an imbalance based on this weekly candle. So this weekly candle right here is clearly the one that ended this downtrend, right? So very significant candle, also one of the largest weekly candles on this chart, if not the largest. And you saw a very shallow retracement following that candle. So it means that this body back here, this candle body, there is a massive imbalance here for the euro down here around parity. Furthermore, we know that parity can tend to act as a magnet once the market gets close to it. So knowing that the euro is sitting right up here in this area, a move down here into parity before a bounce in early 2025 would make the most sense. Now, it doesn't mean that it will happen. And furthermore, you don't want to be shorting this market while it is above 103.50 because you would be shorting right into a critical support area. Okay, so I've said this before that even though we're talking about parity, we're talking about a move down here of several hundred pips. Potentially, the key here is to wait for this market to break down. If it doesn't, then there is no trade toward parity. All right, that's really, really critical. So the alternative scenario here, and we'll talk about this and then get into the DXY, would be if the euro can reclaim this area around 104.50 on the high time frame. So this area right back here, all these lows, if it can get above here and reclaim this range, then we're looking at a move back here toward 106.15. Okay. So that's the alternate scenario. If it does just bounce around here, reclaim this, then we're looking at a bullish move back here toward the highs. But as I've said recently, if we do see a high time frame, especially weekly, below this area down here, then we could be looking at a move toward parity in early 2025. Now, as far as the DXY, let's take a look there because obviously that's going to matter here for the euro. And if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to smash the like button and also subscribe to the channel. By the way, guys, if you want to join us in VIP, check out the link in the description for 90% off lifetime access. You can also join via Blueberry Markets. So if you see the link in the description for Blueberry Markets, sign up there with my link, deposit at least $1,000. I will grant you lifetime access to our group. Okay, so let's take a look here at the US dollar index. And this is what we've talked about ever since the 102.60 reclaim. Looking at the weekly chart, you can see that back here we did have this ascending channel, right? And this broke down back here in this area. So we got the breakdown below it, the reclaim at 102.60. And ever since then, we've seen a nice rally. We even got a retest off of this trend line up here, off of that October 2023 high. Okay, so perfect retest here in this area for a buying opportunity. And since that time, I've said, in fact, I've said for months now that this area up here around 110 is my longer term target simply because we have this pivot back here for the DXY, but mostly because we have this large weekly candle and a very shallow retrace after, meaning that there's an imbalance up here in this area. Okay, and these tend to serve as magnets or targets for a market, especially as they get really close to them. So right now with the DXY breaking above some of these highs and really not pulling back much here, like I said in the weekly forecast, the thing is, if you look at the daily here, a lot of people probably got caught on the wrong side of the market because they saw this bearish engulfing candle. Okay, but like I said, this was low volume. Also, this right here, if you go to the weekly, okay, this doesn't really look very bearish. I mean, there's nothing really bearish about the weekly candle here because, as I said in the weekly forecast, this was the highest weekly close, okay, going all the way back here before this big weekly candle back here, okay? So you have to go all the way back to late 2022 to find a higher weekly close. So when you look at the weekly here, nothing bearish about this candle, even though the daily did show a bearish engulfing. And furthermore, guys, a bearish engulfing candle is only significant if you get follow through. So the only way that this would have been significant is if the DXY had closed down here in this area, which it didn't. Instead, it closed right back within that candle. Okay, so that negated the signal here. And, again, furthermore, we are seeing the DXY hold up above that 108 area. So as long as this is the case, guys, and we're seeing this market trend higher, I do like the idea of a move up here toward high 109s into 110 to start 2025. So that right there, if we get it, a move into that imbalance, then that could equal the euro coming down here to test parity. Okay, so coming down here to fill in this imbalance down here and also test this pivot that we saw back here in 2022. All right, so one thing to watch, as we head into the new year, just keep in mind though, light trading conditions through the first of 2025 most likely. And again, guys, this is a case where you don't want to be shorting into 103.50 because we could just get the market moving down here and then bouncing again, right? So you got to wait for that breakdown below here. On the high time frames, you need at least a daily close below, but I would really like to see a weekly close below here to target parity into early 2025. As I said though, alternatively, if we get a reclaim of this range on the daily chart up here in this area, then we're looking at a move back there toward 106.15. Okay, so right now, guys, range trade between 103.50 and 104.50. But really, I think the ideal scenario here, I could be wrong, but the ideal scenario for the euro is to get a breakdown below 103.50, target parity in early 2025, and then from there, we potentially get a much larger bounce. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. Don't forget to join us in VIP, claim your 90% off lifetime access. See the link in the description of this video, or if you're on the website, click on that link that says join VIP. I will see you on the inside. Happy holidays, everyone, and I will talk to you again soon.